Hi, thanks for joining us at NBCU Academy for our latest how-to. Today, we're going to talk about shooting video with your cell phone. I am David Necochea, and I am a director of photography for NBC News. I travel with correspondents and news producers to breaking news locations, as well as feature stories. I shoot video and interviews you see featured in our stories. I work with a sound person to make sure it all looks and sounds flawless. Today, we're going to talk about some basics of photography. These skills apply to both taking pictures, but also shooting video. Remembering these basics will help make your piece visually interesting and set you up for success in all your photos and videos in the future. I have a lot of cameras and lenses that I use for work, but we know that not everyone has access to a large television cameras like we have here at NBC News, but almost everyone has a powerful camera that can be used out in the field. Your phone. Today, we're talking about phone photography, but these are essential visual skills that will work on cameras both big and small. The first thing you should know about is good framing. When filming someone, give them enough headspace at top. Make sure you have a good view of the person. Too close, step back. Too far, move closer or zoom in. Keep your phone horizontal unless you're filming something that is specifically for vertical video. Keep in mind the rule of thirds. Imagine your camera is split into 9 equal sized boxes with 2 lines from top to bottom and 2 lines going from left to right, evenly spaced out. You want whatever you're taking a picture of or shooting on your phone to be on one of these lines, or even better, have a focal point to be at the intersection of a horizontal and vertical line. This can create a more visually interesting image than centering your subject directly into the middle. The rule of thirds helps us compose a visually pleasing image. When we shoot a seated interview with 2 cameras, we use the rule of thirds to make a subject off-center, and then we make sure that they are opposite sides of the screen. This makes the conversation easier to follow when we cut between the 2 angles. Now, for live shots or things like this, I'm in the middle of the screen, which seems to break the rule of thirds. But pay attention. My face, my eye line, is approximately on one of the lines going across horizontally. My background is also visually clean and uncluttered and matches the rule of thirds. To see the rule of thirds in your cell phone, go to the phone settings and find where it says composition or grid, and turn on the one that says 3x3. If you don't want the grid to be on your screen, try to always imagine the rule of thirds so your images can come out looking balanced and well composed. Let's talk a little about lighting. The main thing you want to know is that you should get light coming from behind the camera. If you're shooting inside, for example, shoot yourself facing a window and have the camera between you and the window. If you have your back facing the window, the phone will make it look like a shadow. Pay attention to where light is coming from, both for the camera and for the subject you're filming. When shooting on a phone, make sure to pay attention to lighting. On your camera phone app, consider turning on the flash if your subject is too dark. You can also turn on the AE lock, auto exposure lock, which will make the camera not automatically adjust for light and dark videos. From there, you can manually brighten or darken your shot. On an iPhone, tap and hold to engage the AE lock on your subject. Light also has color. Most of the time, we're dealing with white lights from light bulbs, camera lights, or big spotlights. But they also have various shades of color in that light. White lights can look more blue or more orange. We refer to a bluer temperature as colder, and more orange color as tungsten. A cloudy day outside usually is very cold in terms of color. All light bulbs, especially the ones that are not LED lights, can be much warmer. When shooting, be mindful of the color of the lights you're shooting in. Your camera might have white balance settings to adjust for color temperature that can help your footage look more balanced if the light is too warm or too cold. Your smartphone cameras will automatically adjust for color temperature, but try to remember to find a way to shoot something in the color temperature you want. Lastly, let's talk about movement. It's important that your camera doesn't shake too much when filming something, or it can be hard to see what you're filming. Try to keep your camera steady. If you're filming something that doesn't require a lot of movement, use a tripod. Smartphones have plenty of options for small tripods. When you are out on the field shooting, especially for B-roll or video that you need to cover other video in the editing process, try to hold a shot at least for 10 seconds. When moving on from different shots, if you're going to pan your camera or zoom, do it slowly to make it cleaner what you're doing. This will make editing your footage later much easier. If you are filming and walking at the same time, be careful and be aware of your surroundings. The last thing you want is to trip over backwards and hurt yourself while you're filming. There are plenty of other tools to balance movement when shooting. Gimbals for smartphones can be a fun way to add movement to your footage while also keeping the camera steady. Weigh options that are right for you. I hope some of these basics of photography will help make you a better shooter. For NBCU Academy, I am David Necochea. Check back next week for the new lessons in our How To series and more about how we make the news happen.